I'm not aware of another research video that combines in this holistic way structures, tracks, trails, and then an encounter including wood knocks, vocals, visuals, all of this coming together in one place to show that these various approaches that we take piecemeal, these fractional views, can all be seen as connected manifestations of the species. I wanted to make this video to encourage those of you who may not have already twigged on to Rio's videos, Rio's work here, to check it out. Probably most of you that are watching me have already come on to it, but anyone who has not, please go to his channel, Utah Sasquatch, and fill yourself in on the really fresh and insightful and productive work that he's been putting out there over the last 5 months or so. It's great to have new blood on the scene, a new pair of eyes, a new brain that has a lot to bring to bear on our subject here. I really love this guy's work.
I think that Sasquatch usually use the deadfall. They drag it through the forest. Here we go. Here we go. I don't have time to be scared. I'm not here to be invasive or I saw that one. I saw it. I didn't get a good enough glimpse to It's okay, buddy. I'm not It's okay. Hey, buddy. It's okay.
A lot of people hear something like that and they think, how could that be a Sasquatch? It sounds just like a guy. It's like a human dude. But in fact, they often do sound like this. They can sound like wolves, they can sound like coyotes, they can sound like gorillas and chimpanzees and other primates. But they can also sound like humans. Listen to these clips from the famous Barry Moorhead recordings of the early 1970s. When I was with my friend J.P. Smith in Florida in 2012, we heard what started out sounding like just a guy saying, "Hey!" But after the "A" part, it elongated and turned into what sounded like a wolf or a coyote howl. So it was more like, "Hey!"
Coming from this direction straight to our 12 o'clock position, we hear a long howl that started low and went to high.
A wonderful thing about Rio is that even in the middle of an experience like this, he still has the presence of mind to try to think about what's going on, to mark it in his mind, and to convey it to the viewer.
Now notice, guys, what's happening right now. We can't see, or at least I can't see, any of the three of them. I can't see that one. I think there are actually two, probably a small one and I don't know. There's this one over there. We can't see that one. And then there's one over there. We can't see that one. All of them have stomped their feet. Sasquatch, when they want to intimidate you or make some sort of point, what they do is they stomp their feet and they walk either towards you or near you, and they stomp their feet really, really, really loudly, and it's very loud. You can feel it in your chest. Usually this kind of crap happens at night, so I don't know why they're doing this during the day. I've never had this happen during the day. Well, the reason... Okay, there it goes. So I'm moving, and they're moving, but they're staying out of sight. Oh, I wish that you guys could hear this. Oh, how I wish that you guys could hear this. What they're doing is they're kind of turning. They turn. Sometimes they turn like this when they have a perimeter around you. They turn, and I don't know if that's a intimidation type behavior, but this is one of the most fascinating experiences I've ever had.
This is the kind of approach and interaction that he has had many times at night. And at night, they're less intent upon hiding themselves behind objects because they know that we can't see. But if Rio were equipped with the kind of state-of-the-art thermal cameras that he can get for several $1,000s, he'd be able to get us farther. And that's the thing. We've been spinning our wheels for so many years here in this field, and it's not often that somebody comes along and pushes us down the road a piece. He's very humble, and he often says he's probably wrong and he's not doing anything that anyone else can't do very easily. But in fact, he climbs up to 7,500, 8,000 feet in the mountains, 6-hour hikes to get to places that he has orienteered his way to by following structures. Subtle structures leading to less subtle structures, leading to very impressive, very obvious structures. As the area decreases in terms of frequency of human beings traveling in that area. And he goes to these places. In fact, he finds his way to where they spend time. And those of us who have been watching his videos have confidence in his method, but this last one that he posted yesterday kind of is a confirmation of that confidence, and it's very exciting, very exciting. And I just wanted to promote it to anyone out there who may be subscribing to my channel but not to his channel. Please include him in your circle of favorites. And please, if you can, contribute to his GoFundMe campaign. I've already given. I wish I could give more. And if I have a windfall, I will give more. I think that every once in a while someone comes along who really brings a fresh voice, a new angle, a new vigor and enthusiasm and clarity of vision to our subject. And we need to empower and bolster these folks whenever we can. In my description below, I'm linking to his video posted yesterday called Monument Wallow. Wallows are what he calls the places that he finds his way to where Sasquatch spends a lot of time and build their most elaborate structures and leave all sorts of prints and as we found out in his video yesterday, often actually are hanging out right then and feeling territorial about and will vocalize and make their presence known. And I also link to the GoFundMe campaign, so look for it in the description right there. In his video, he makes the point that they seem to be intent upon hiding themselves, especially their faces, even when they're in a situation where they're in control over us and they're able to threaten us, and they have the strength in numbers. If there's only one of us and there's several of them in a perimeter and flanking us and really having the strategic advantage, still they won't show themselves. They'll stay behind obstructions. And from this he's inferring that being concealed is part of their very embedded nature. It's not like they hide sometimes and don't hide other times. And he even goes farther in saying that even when people aren't around, this is how they behave. Frankly, I'm not sure how we can know that. But whenever there's people around, even when they are in the distinct advantage, they certainly do hide themselves, even though it wouldn't seem to harm them from a tactical point of view to show themselves at that point. This goes beyond tactics, it seems. I think that this resonates with something that comes up in relating to people with autism. There's something called exposure anxiety, where no matter what the situation, people with autism don't want to be seen, be known, be borne down upon by the other, by chaos, they don't want to be intruded upon. It seems to crash in to their bubble. I think there's something similar going on with Sasquatch, so that even when they're not apparently going to be harmed by being seen or being known, still they will not allow themselves to be. But anyway, that's my theory. That's a separate issue. The fact that Sasquatch can sound so much like us and behave so much like us and take on some of the same capacities that are possessed by gifted individuals among Homo sapiens, geniuses, savants, seems to me to reinforce the idea that they are a hybrid, some thousands of years in the past, between human beings, whom they are so much like, and some other primate. Rio seems to, at this point, sign on to the notion that they're a separate hominin line that has converged to be very much like us. I think the fact that over the years many DNA results of hair samples have found that the mitochondrial DNA, which is the maternal line, which shows where our mother comes from, has come back human, and therefore the scientists have said, oh, well, it must be contaminated by humans. This is instead an indication of the fact that the maternal line of Sasquatch, in fact, was Homo sapiens, and it mixed with non-Homo sapiens. This is Melba Ketchum's conclusion, and history will be the final judge as to whether she is correct or not. But it seems that the uncanny similarity between this species and our species on so many fronts argues for the fact that there's a hybridization that took place and that they are our close cousins. At the end of Monument Wallow, Rio has a sighting of a juvenile Sasquatch, but because he is holding his camera phone at chest level instead of up where his eyes are, he gets no more than a few pixels for a couple of frames of video. It doesn't even warrant slowing it down and trying to show you. You can see what you can see, and I'm sure people will post enhancements and stabilizations, but the fact remains that he needs better equipment all around. This kind of glimpse that he gets by day will only be magnified and extended in terms of time and visibility at night. So I really do agree with him that he needs good zoomable thermal camera technology. And so that's what I'm trying to boost and rally the troops for here. Good luck, Rio. Good luck, my friend.